Hi Libra, it's Majoria here from the Punk Priestess, and welcome to your Tarotscope for February 2022. I'm just cleansing here with some Palo Santo, and I also have my lovely Florida water that's available in my shop, so definitely head over there if you want to purchase it. So what I like to start off with is a signifier. So this is just kind of like the main energy happening for you for the month, and then we'll get into the rest of the spread. And I'm going to be using a combination of tarot, astrology, and oracle decks today. Okay. And definitely don't forget, if you want to see pictures of the full spread, to see the last slide and you'll find the picture there. Okay, so very interesting start we have here. So I'm pulling a very lovely, beautiful energy of the Ten of Cups upright. And then I have here knowledge. So this is great. And we had Mercury retrograde and it just, it's hard for air signs when Mercury is retrograde. And it's kind of nice that we're having this forward momentum. And, if you were thinking about relationship stuff, if you were thinking about, if you're like seeing someone new, dating someone, or wondering if you should commit to someone, or make the next step in your relationship, you kind of are now having that clarity coming through with the knowledge. And, maybe you should take that risk. Maybe you should take that step forward. Sorry if it's a little blurry. I'm trying to work out my cinematographer mode on my new camera. There we go. So I think this is a very beautiful energy, and there's a lot of power in knowledge, and it's just also, now that you have kind of the information that you're looking for, it's like, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to build more in your life? How are you going to emotionally feel more complete in your life? And I think it's very beautiful. And I just think, maybe if you were kind of going through a little bit of like a muddled uncertainty storm about people in your life and situations, and even your own emotional connection to the things in your life, now that uncertainty has subsided and you're able to have the knowledge come through and be like, you know what, this is the step I want to take. This is the direction I want to move into. This is the commitment I want to make. And it's very beautiful to kind of have that clarity come through and that discovery of, this is the gift of knowledge. It's just being able to use it to your advantage and to elevate your life. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple cards here. Okay, so we have some major energy show through. So I will kind of show you and then we'll talk it through. So I'm pulling here the Hangman upright. I have the Page of Coins reversed. And then I have here the Magician reversed. So let's start off with the Hangman. And I like seeing the Hangman here because it is like, okay, you're getting this download of information. The knowledge is coming to you. The answers that you are waiting to receive are here. Now, how are you going to move forward? How are you going to continue to keep those cups stacked? You got to think. You got to take some time. You got to weigh the scales. You got to weigh the options. And that's what you do best, is that pro and con, that contemplation. Just because you're getting new information into the picture, just because your knowledge is extending, doesn't mean that you have to make a choice and commitment right away. It's like you can think about it, you can contemplate it, you can move forward in a direction. Doesn't mean that you are fully 100% committed. And that's because you need some more time to restructure, reframe what it is that you want to do and how you want to move. And that's totally okay. you know, we also have this huge Piscean energy here with us, with Jupiter. And this is just kind of telling us to like think about endings, think about what new beginnings we want to have. And it is a good time to let things marinate right now. Aries season, your opposite sign, is a time when it's really nice to kind of think about the new beginnings. But kind of right now, how do you want that new beginning to start? What are you looking for? What are you being really called to accept and really called to, you know, build at this time? So, you know, think about it. You don't have to act on everything right away just because new information is coming through. Just because someone, you know, gives you a response or answer doesn't mean you have to give them that back in return right away. So just think about it. Page of Coins reversed, also known as the Page of Pentacles. And this can maybe come to material matters, foundation, value. Like, what is it that you're really valuing now that you have this information coming through? Does this person, do these people, does this collective energy share the same values as you? And it can just be thinking about building with intention. Is this a long-term effect? Like, if you make this commitment, is this going to align with your values? Is this going to lead you to more growth? Or is it going to keep you away from that? And if you are thinking about, you know, work situations, if you want to stay at a company, if you want to move forward, if it's time for you to apply for new employment, if you want to relocate, move, or even take the next step in a relationship, it is a time to contemplate those things. It might not be the right time to really make that choice. Just because we have knowledge showing through and the Hangman here doesn't mean, again, that needs to be done today. Let things marinate. Let things take some time. Because things will change. You can't build a future on emotions. You have to build a future on something tangible, on valuableness, having the same values, having the same sense of purpose, having the same ideas. And, you know, for you, it's like maybe you were very emotionally invested and involved, and now you're realizing there's actually more steps to this. It's not just how I feel about this situation or this person or this work that I'm doing. It's like, what is the investment? How is this building me and propelling me into the future? Or is it keeping me behind? Is it just going to keep me stuck and complacent and end up not being fruitful in a couple years or a couple months from now? And the Magician is showing through reversed. And you got to use your tools. You got to figure out what tools you need on this journey in your decision making. What tools are you not utilizing? What's on the back burner here? Do you feel like you need to have more magic in your life? Do you feel like you're not really stepping into your power? Are you feeling like you're not stepping or enhancing your magic? You're just kind of, you know, blowing with the wind in a way because you want to keep these cups stacked, but at what cost, you know? You got to live for yourself. You can't keep on moving forward and living for other people, which is very hard for you. But it is kind of saying, like, you know, is this enough for you? Yes, you know, it's favorable because this person maybe wants you on your team, or, you know, wants you on their team, or maybe, yes, you know, this person you had a crush on now has a crush on you. Like, there can be a lot of this compatible energy, but it doesn't mean it's compatible in every way, shape, or form. Emotionally, yes, it's nice to be liked. It's nice to be accepted. It's nice to feel acknowledged. But that can really only take you so far, because what are the long-term effects? If you continue to move forward with this energy, is likability going to be enough? Or, you know, is money something that you're looking for? Or, you know, having more advancement in your career? Or is relocating what you're thinking of? It's like really kind of like letting things marinate and figure out, you know, what tools do you need on this journey now that are different? Now that you're kind of trying to elevate and think more for yourself and for your life. What new tools do you need on this journey to make sure that you get there? Because you're kind of feeling with the Page of Coins like this might not be enough. You might need more. So just have that marinate for a little bit and see. You don't have to accept anything right away. So I'm just pulling some oracle cards here in combination with the tarot cards. Okay, so this is what I'm pulling, and then we'll go through. So I have here snake medicine. I have you came here to turn off the lights. And then I had the door to the Akashic Records. So very deep, very, very deep. So let's start off with snake medicine here in correlation to the Hangman. So this is pretty much saying like you got to fight poison with poison. And for you, you're trying to think about, contemplate, let it marinate, how you're going to have your next plan of attack. How are you going to proceed? How are you going to move forward? And what potions do you need that you're going to have to take off the shelf to figure out your next steps? And, you know, again, just because someone's giving you something that, you know, you thought you wanted or you didn't ask for doesn't mean it's the right opportunity to take. You just remember, like, it's okay to not have people like you. It's okay to not bend just to keep people, you know, in likability or to, you know, be in people's good graces and favors, because it's actually more power and strength when you act for a place of acknowledging yourself instead of worrying so much about protecting someone else's feelings. It's gonna take a sip of water. So you came here to turn off the lights. You came here, your purpose here in this life is to live life to your fullest, to live the full extent of your life. And, you know, if this is a job situation, you came here, you know, you accepted this job position for advancement in your life and also financially. It's not just a social hour for you. It's more so like, you know, I came here to build my career. I came here to make this type of money or to have this type of advancement. And if you're not seeing it, and if people aren't giving it to you, and you also aren't doing your job to ask and get that for yourself, then you're also wasting your time. So, you know, you came here to turn off the lights. If you're in a relationship and it's just like been years and it's not progressing, you got to move forward, because you came here, you accepted this position or like this relationship. So it can be something, so it can build. And if it's not building, if it's not progressing, then it's like, why are you still putting your time and energy towards it? So you just really have to think about, with this Page of Coins energy reverse and you came here to turn on the lights, is like, what on this God-given earth have you been called to do in this life? And if you're not doing it, if you're not feeling it, if you're not vibing with the energy around you, you got to make some changes and you got to move forward. And that's totally fine. And, you know, you gotta look out for yourself, because if, you know, a situation or people aren't making you happy, you ultimately won't be happy. You can't just move through life trying to uphold the peace. And I know you try to do that, but it's at what extent? And that is why the door to the Akashic Records is coming through. And that is why the Magician is reversed here. Because you have to think about your magic. You have to think about your special skills in this life and what it is that you have to offer. And the door to the Akashic Records is a place for you to expand upon those thoughts, expand upon those visions, expand upon your life here and your purpose here. So definitely, I'm not going to talk about it here in this live, because this is strictly for a tarot reading. But, you know, if you are curious about what the Akashic Records are, then, you know, do some more research. There's so many books out there. And the Akashic Records is just so much information that is just so useful and vital for all of us to be aware of and to be more open to receiving these messages. So it's definitely, you know, have some homework for you, Libras. You know, research what the Akashic Records are and how does that relate in correlation to you. And if you want to work with, you know, someone who strictly does Akashic Record work, I do definitely have some practitioners I know who do this work. This is not my area of expertise, but I do find that Akashic Records fascinating, and I have dabbled in this work myself, but it's definitely something I think you can kind of use as a tool to kind of help alleviate some of this discernment, and also kind of figuring out more steps for yourself, so you're not always so indecisive about how you want to act and react. And also the Magician reversed is just also making sure people in your life are not taking you on for a ride. We don't want trickster energy here with musicians. And, You know, also it's like if you're conflicted about someone's energy, or if you should stay longer with this person's energy, romantic, platonic, work-oriented, etc. You know, this is where the Hangman comes in, and this is where the door to the Akashic Records comes in, to kind of help you get more of a response and get those answers that you're seeking. So I'm just going to be pulling some astrology cards and another tarot card we're going to wrap up with. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm pulling and then we'll go through. So I have Lilith here. I'll try to get this clear. There we go. So I have Lilith, dark side of the moon. And then I have the Ace of Cups reversed here. I'm sorry. So sorry. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands reversed. So I'm trying to read upside down. Not a strong suit. Okay, so Ace of Wands reverse, Lilith, and I feel like there's definitely, with Lilith kind of showing up in correlation to the Magician reversed, with the Hangman, with the door to the Akashic Records, it is kind of saying that there's this part of you that you haven't even tapped into and discovered yet. And it hasn't been revealed to you, but maybe you need to get curious about it and explore more about the hidden aspects of yourself and your desires and your, truth. And that's where Lilith can come through to help aid in that work. And it's very beautiful energy, mysterious. But definitely, if you have access to your birth chart information, see where Lilith is in your chart and kind of go from there. I do have astrology and tarot services on my website. So if you do want more in-depth personal reading in regards to Lilith and other aspects of your own personal astrology, definitely head over to my site and you can book me through there. But we have the Ace of Wands because it's kind of like saying that you want to have this new beginning. You want to feel certain. You want to feel like, okay, I'm lighting my torch, I'm moving through. But with this reversal, it's like, because of this indecision and because of this, lack of, where you should move, what direction you should go into, based on probably some emotional pressure that you have to uphold. It's kind of dimming your light in a way. You can't fully step into your truth when you're so concerned about lighting someone else's fire. Like there's this saying, it's like, you have to keep yourself warm. You can't just worry about keeping other people warm. Like you can't have people steal your heat. And, for you with this Ace of Wands reverse, it's like you have people stealing your heat right now and stealing your fire. And they're doing so maybe not so much as the means to take advantage of you, even though they are taking advantage of you, but it is just definitely they know that they can get away with it because you're going to want to keep the peace and be likable and maintain connection. But it's like you have to kind of realize at what expense am I really, hiding my truth? How can I be more clear, and reveal more of myself? In expense to my own power, not having someone else take advantage of me or use my kindness, use my fairity for their own agenda. And I think that is definitely some of the knowledge that you're kind of getting inside here. It's getting downloaded. It's like, how long can you stack these cups before they collapse and break down? Or if you keep them stacked, at what expense of yourself does that take? So you got to get your fire back. And I think by uncovering more aspects of who you are, being open to the truth inside of you, filing through the layers of what it is that keeps you alive, and that's, why are you here? It's going to help alleviate some of this external stress and pressure, so you can put that energy back in yourself and try to enhance your magic and really step into your gifts here. So that is the reading for February, Libra. Thank you so much. And I do have readings on my website. They're currently on sale. I have a mix of astrology and tarot. And I also have some really cool vintage trinkets as well as spell candles in the shop. So definitely head out and check everything at my shop and listen to my podcast. So thank you so much. And it was a pleasure to read your Tarotscope for February. See you next month.